Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing really well. It's out, Courseplay. We finally got a version for FS25 and it's actually happened really quick. About 10 minutes ago it dropped. It's a developer version of it, so it is early stages. You can find it on GitHub. Check the link in the video description now if you want to get your hands on Courseplay, but we finally got it. It's in FS25 and it's looking pretty good. There's a lot of features to go through. I'm not going to be doing that in this video. We're just going to showcase it, basically show you how to get your hands on it and all that good stuff. But I think it is a really good early kind of Christmas present for all the PC players that love to use Courseplay, and I'm super chuffed that it's out. I've been watching it, keeping a close eye on it, and that's, like I said, it's 10 minutes ago while I'm recording this video, it dropped. So yeah, we'll try it out now. We'll try it out with the seeder. We'll also try it out with the harvester as well, and we'll go through some of the features and the menu as well. But I am going to do quite a few videos after Christmas on how to use it, go a bit more in depth on it, some tutorials on it, because I know a lot of people are new to the game, and also it can be quite daunting to use Courseplay from day one, but it's really good to use, and if you're on PC, I highly recommend it. But here we go. Let's try it out first. Let's go in. Let's get in this tractor. If you're new to Courseplay, it's that box in the bottom there, and if I just bring up my mouse, right clicking on the mouse brings up like the actual cursor of your mouse, and it also opens this up. So if I close that down, you'll jump into the tractor when you first get Courseplay. You'll see the green box at the top, and that's just for notifications, so that'll give you updates as and when you're going through. You don't have to have that on. Normally I turn it off because I prefer it not being there, but for now we'll keep it on because that's how it starts off when you're first using Courseplay. If you press right mouse button, you'll bring up the Courseplay box. Now this only appears when you're in a vehicle. That's the way it works, because obviously it's an AI worker in the game, and it's a lot more sophisticated than what you'll find with the base game. Even the upgraded versions that Giants have dropped with FS25, the AI worker of Courseplay it's a lot more sophisticated and does a lot more. So first thing we're going to do is just set this going. Tool width has been detected, 4.4 meters. I don't need to faff about with that, but we're going to set up a course the normal way I do it in 22. This is the first time I've actually used it in 25 as well. So it should be interesting. But there we go. It already looks completely different. We've got this new menu system. You've got a lot of settings going up here. So let's go through the settings first. Your basic settings, you can see that you can change the wage that the driver's going to use, or that the driver's going to have. So any work that you set off Courseplay, that's the wage. Set it to as low as you want or as high as you want. Also, it will repair after 70%. So if you don't want it to do that, just put it to don't repair. I prefer having it like that, because if not, you'll start seeing your money just go down, and repair costs in the game are quite high. The fuel threshold, the driver will be released if the fuel percentage is less. So basically it will stop, because you don't want it just to run out of fuel in the field, and it will wait for refuel, and you can set that to activated, probably the best thing to do, especially if you've got like a fuel trailer. Broken threshold, again, when will it stop? Stop harvesting while it's raining, have that is activated, I would. Then let's go to the user settings. Now I've put expert mode on just because I wanted to see the extra settings. Now I did have this on in 22. I'd recommend having it on because it gives you more options to mess about with and make it more customized. But there's some super cool stuff that came late onto 22 version of Courseplay that we're getting straight away with day one. Now, like I said, it is important to keep in mind this is a developer version. It's alpha, beta, developer version, whatever you want to say. So there will be some bugs, and the best thing to do is try it out if you're interested in getting hands on, or wait for the official version to drop. But it looks to me like it's doing well. There's been a lot of stuff going on GitHub with it. You can see that they've been working hard behind the scenes to try and get this ready. So I'm quite confident to use this in the state it's in now. But keep in mind, it is an early version, so there might be some bugs. But as time goes by, they'll obviously get sorted out. You can see now I've got show info text window. I'm going to turn that off because I prefer it when it's not on. I prefer custom fields. I always have that to activated, because if I've made a custom field, then usually it's for the reason I want that field to be the one that I'm working in. So I'm going to have that as activated. And I'm quite happy with the rest of them settings. Now, vehicle settings, it's for each individual tractor or equipment or harvester or whatever it is you're using. So these you'll change for each vehicle that you're in. But I'm not going to mess about with any of them right now. Show course, we can mess about with that in the actual settings. Actually, on the in-game kind of little HUD that comes up at the bottom right of the screen. And then you've got some of your active courses. But this is really important. There's some super cool stuff in this. Most importantly, like, look at the most recent stuff. Look at that, wheel loader and front loader. This mode enables the use of wheel loaders and tractors with a front loader. With the shovel attached, a heap can be picked up from the ground, or loading from a bunker silo can be accomplished. So basically, Courseplay can now... I've never done this, so I'm going to, like I said, I'll do some videos on this after Christmas. I'm kind of working really hard right now to finish off the Farmland Christmas special, and then I'm going to have a few days off. So this is just a last-minute video that I wanted to do, just out of nowhere, because Courseplay dropped. So I will be doing videos after Christmas period, and I'll showcase this off. But basically what this does is if you've got a pile or even a bunker full of silage, we can now set Courseplay potentially to pick it up automatically with a front-loaded tool, with a bucket basically, and put it into a trailer. That is super cool. So it's going to be interesting to see that. But it is important to read through this if you're new to Courseplay and there's no tutorials out yet, and you wait for my videos. If you want to just get hands-on now, I'd really recommend reading through all this information. They've done an amazing job by even supplying this in the first place, so you may as well go ahead and read through it if you want to get hands-on with Courseplay. So let's go back to this menu then. We've got our field here, field 4, as you can tell. But what we want to do is we want to start a job. But let's first, well, you can see that it's already done it there. But I want to just try the old method, which is putting in the target position and then the field position. And at the end of the day, like, it doesn't really matter where these are. I've always found that if you just put it in front of where the tractor is and then the field position and stuff, you can't go wrong. So first waypoint is where we want to start off. The field settings. Now, this is important because it can tell how many headlands you want to do. So say you want to do, I don't know, 4 headlands because it isn't the biggest tool. It's not the biggest field as well, so maybe three headlands. Narrow field, is it a narrow field on the edges of the field? Sharpen the headland corners, it will help with missing bits on the edge. The corner radius you can change and all that stuff, but I wouldn't go too far into that unless, especially if you're new to it. And I'm just trying to think, do we want to start on the up and downs or on the headlands? I think the option went when we... Yeah, so it went when we selected narrow field. But we could try it, and then if we just press generate, you can see that it's got some weird stuff going on there. That could be because it's new, but if we go back and just deactivate that and say we want to start work on the center, press that, you can see that that's more like it now. So we've got our 4 headland passes, and on the edges as well, it's curved that first headland. So I wonder if there's a way of sorting that out so it's not as curved. So you see, it's number of round corners. So we could change that to 0. And then now we've got this kind of nice straight edges on that. So that's pretty much set up. And you've got the vine settings and everything there. So that's all good. So what I'd do now is close this down. And we move the mouse, the camera around. I'll show you a bit of this stuff now here. So this one here is how you want it to start. So do you want it to start from the nearest waypoint? And the best way for me to show you that is this little eye icon will show you different things. So if it's green, it'll show you the start of where you're starting, which is this symbol here. If you put it on the fully dark green, it's all the waypoints. You see every single one. That's turning it off. Yellow is pretty much just the start and the end. You can just see the end in the distance there. It's where it says stop. This button over here cancels the course, which we don't want to do. But I'm just going to put it on this one so we can see everything. And basically, above the vehicle, you can see the course it's going to take. Now, I'm going to stay in this spot so you can, see this in action. A few other small little bits to point out is this is just where it starts from. So if it's the nearest waypoint, it will basically be this one here. Last waypoint is if you stop it, move it to, say, drive it somewhere, fuel it back up, bring it back to the field. If you just press last waypoint and go, it'll go from the last waypoint it was. But we want to go from the first waypoint. And then this is temporary course because it's just a temporary one right now. We haven't saved it. So if we wanted to save the course, we can do. If we go back to the Courseplay menu, to do that quickly, you can either press this button here, which will bring up the same menu we were in a second ago. But if you want to save a course, you can just go into this section here, save it. I'll go into all that stuff at a later date, but like I said, not right now for that kind of stuff. Just giving you an overview, bit of a quick rundown. Working with, it's all set automatically. If you do see that it's wrong for some reason, you can manually adjust it there. You can also adjust it in the menu we originally went to when we're trying to set up the course. But it's that simple when you set up a course. You don't need to go too much in depth. Most of it's automatic. Then you've got your offset. If you wanted to move it, you can see that it is moving. We don't want to do that because, like I mentioned, it's all been done for us perfectly at the start. And then this button's really clever because you can copy a course. So say you're doing some mowing and you want after some baling, for example, you can copy the course that the mower's doing and the baler can copy and just paste it onto the baler, and then it will just follow the exact same one. So really good to do, but I'll show that all off again in a video, well, many videos that I'll do on Courseplay just to give you a full tutorial on it. But anyway, let's get it going. We'll set it going. We've just pressed the play button, first waypoint, and what we want it to do is plant in canola, and it's pretty much just started. I mean, it's not started from that first waypoint, unfortunately, but like I said, early days developer, but you know, so far it seems like it's doing a good job. We're not using AI worker as well. That's the main thing. All right, so let's go into the harvester next. Over here, that's what we want to do. So, for example, now we could paste this course. So I've just clicked the right mouse button. If you're struggling to get like your mouse up, just remember it's the right mouse button, and that brings it up. But if I wanted to press this now, it's now pasted the exact same course, and then all I have to do is press this one here to cancel the course. There we go. So let's get this one sorted out. And we can go through it dead quick this time, just to show you how it works. So click no course. What we wanted to do is this one here. We'll go to that bit and put it there. Now you can see the white boxes come around that, which is spot on. And then what we want to do is go to fieldwork settings. We'll do 2 headlands with this. We'll start work on the headland. Quite happy with all the radius stuff. Let's have the first one rounded. Not a problem with that. Generate. You can see that it's all sorted. So if we just now go back, you can see if we bring up the full course, we've got that going. And then all I have to do is press first waypoint. Off you go. And it should make its merry way. As easy as that. It's actually done it really well, hasn't it? It's done a proper like U-turn there. How's this guy getting on? Not bad at all. He's planting in. So, pretty good. He's starting to harvest now, which is good as well. If we just quickly jump into this one, and you can see that that first corner is taking that curve as well, which is good. Let's bring this up and let's go into the Massey Ferguson settings. So you can see that they've all reset here because we're on a different vehicle. So if we change anything in here, it wouldn't apply to the seeder that's currently going on in the Challenger. So we can tell it to raise the tool early and then lower the tool late, which is usually the best way for it to do. I'm just seeing you've also got the option of straw swath, so you can tell it to if it's activated or not on this, and you've even got like the turning speeds if you want to go that in depth on it, which again is just mental. AI fruit destruction, if we activate that, you can even activate it for all helpers. So basically he will do fruit damage. So if you wanted to play really, you know, spot on and realistic, he will do fruit damage, which is, you know, makes you think if you set it up right, it shouldn't cause you any fruit or crop damage, but it can do. Right, so let's go into some of the other stuff now, some of the menu stuff, and I want to basically draw out a custom field boundary. Now, I've not actually got the menu in here. I imagine that it's got to be something to do with the Courseplay, because you can see that I've got missing CP course field manager hotspot name blah 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 XML. So I imagine that's for the menu to bring up like making a custom boundary. But if we just let's say we just try it in this tractor, it might be a way of doing it. I don't think there is because of the fact that it's early in development, you see, and I expect it to be in the main menu because that's how it was in 22. And we could like put waypoints down. So I'm going to have to show you that either after it's been applied properly and fixed or something along them lines, or I've figured it out. It's going to be one or the other. Because I can't try out in the actual map drawing the boundary, I want to try something which is the original way of I remember Courseplay being, which is recording it. So as you can see now, I've pressed the record button. And what we're going to do, we're not going to worry about crop destruction or anything like that. I just want to draw around the field boundary, these 2 fields, and combine them. Because I'm hoping it'll show up in the map, and then maybe that'll be the way we can do it currently, in the state that it's in now. And then yeah, at least in the future. And then that'll cover you in the future if you wanted to make your own custom field boundary. Just drive around it, which is what we did in FS19 when Courseplay dropped originally. When this kind of feature first was given to us as players, we had to record it like this. And if you get like a fast quad, it makes the job a little bit easier. But I think this is alright so far. I mean, it's easy to do in the map because you can just put waypoints down with your mouse and then not a problem at all. But it is working, so we're good. I'm excited to have Courseplay. I feel like when we start getting Courseplay and, yeah, auto drive, then we know. We know we're sorted. Right, so let's see if that's worked. If it hasn't, it's just because it's early days and we're waiting for, you know, these features to be put in. So let's see if it's actually in the map first. So it isn't on there, but if we go to workers, yeah, it also isn't there as well. But it did say it saved it as Courseplay 1. So if we just bring up maybe this menu and then go to map, it has saved it in that then. So at least there's that. But I can't click on it. So yeah, it's definitely just because it's early days, because I can't see anywhere to change the settings of it, unfortunately. But at least it's actually saving that. Like you could, like used to be able to click on this and rename it and everything as well, but it's not letting me click on anything. So I think it's probably because I've got nothing on the back. Let me just see if attaching to this cultivator over here will help. Yeah, it's not letting me change through any of these. But we have got one of the fields there as a boundary. So you can still record it. And then if I was to, let's say I was to make this, let's say I was making that. You can see now we've got this whole field selected that I've just drawn the boundary on. And if I wanted to do, let's say, 5 headlands on that and generate a course, you can see it works. So you can do it currently. You're just going to have to record it manually. And then, you know, you can have that as your custom field boundary. But we don't have to worry about that. That's just to test it out. But at least I know that works. Let's see. One last thing. Let's get hooked up because we're going to need a trailer. Let's see if we can do some hauling. I'm sure there's a trailer. I'm sure you start off with the trailer. So if we put the target position there and the field position in the same one, you can see that that's all set up. We can also see that we've got combine giants unloader activated, and then it'll say where we want to take it. We'll put it at the Green West silo, which I'm hoping is that. I don't know if that's the one, but let's just press start job and let's see what it does. It's going to be interesting to figure out what's going on now. I'm hoping he gets off the field and just waits by the side of it. That would be perfect. It looks like that's what's happening. So let's get in to flight mode. I'm more testing it right now, but the main point of this video is it's out, right? Video description, the link is there. Developer version of Courseplay. Get your hands on it now, and you can see that it's doing a good job. The seed is working really well. We can make bigger fields. Most of the new features that we saw in 22 are currently in it. It's just, are they working fine? I guess testing will tell that, but it is available. So let's see what happens. I'm hoping that this guy will unload this harvester. He's getting there. He's definitely getting full. What are we at? 66%, so still way off, but we're getting there. So there you go. It is actually doing it all on its own. And it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I'm going to have to follow it now just to see, yeah, where does it take it? Another good thing about Courseplay, I've already mentioned about the fact you can copy courses. So we could copy the course that the harvesters just taken on this field, put put a tractor and a baler on it, paste that course onto that tractor, set up with the baler, and it will go over and do all the baling as well. So that's, again, just another reason why Courseplay is really good. Hopefully he's going to get to 100% and then just move off. I mean, it's super clever. It is. It's super clever. You can't beat Courseplay, even with, you know, the upgrades that Giants have done for FS25. It just doesn't compare to Courseplay and auto drive combination. And we still haven't got auto drive yet. And when you've got a full network set up on a map, and it's, yeah, customizable, so you can, you know, if you want to change the layout of a farm and make your own farm, for example, you can make your own custom courses, and yeah, it just works so well. But I'm intrigued to know where he drives us to. Right, so he's taking it all the way over here. This must be the grain silo west, so it's done it. It should tip it, and pretty cool, really. Courseplay. So many cool features as well, so we'll go into them in depth. You know, I'll do a video on all the stuff, and yeah, hopefully give you some good tutorials on how to use it and how to get used to it. And when auto drive comes out as well, we'll do videos on using it together and also using auto drive on its own. But that is, yeah, that is job done with that one. But I don't think there's anything else really that I can showcase in this video. It's just showing you that it is out and it is working and it is worth having as well at the same time. So make sure you check the video description for the link to GitHub. So thank you so much for watching. If you found the video informative, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up for me, because that does help me out. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.